Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets. I appreciate you watching. Back here in my home away from home on the way to work, and because the video I posted this morning, well, this will actually post tomorrow, so the post they did yesterday, which I'll have up in a card here, and the title of that was "Should You Carry with One in the Chamber?" Well, it posted and received a lot of feedback, a lot of questions, a lot of comments, and I thank you, because that's what these videos are supposed to do, is provoke thought, both here and on Google+. It's blowing up, and I appreciate that. I like to hear everybody's thoughts and reasonings. But I want to do this video because the subject I want to talk about, I believe, brings some credibility to what I was talking about, both in the video and in the comments on the video on YouTube. So yesterday, this woman in Citrus County, Florida, was shopping at a Dollar General with her 13-year-old girl. A predator, a 30-year-old predator, piece of crap, piece of trash, was also in the store casing. Well, he decided he was going to grab this 13-year-old girl and try to abduct her. Now, this man grabbed this child with enough force and with enough intent that he was not going to be stopped, and you could tell that he was not trying to take her to the movies. He was going to do something bad. This woman, to her credit, struggled. There was a violent tug-of-war that happened. Unfortunately, the child was caught in the middle. She jumped on the child to stop, to add more weight, to stop this guy from pulling her out. And ultimately, he gave up and fled. And as the story progressed, there was an off-duty police officer outside who the clerk yelled to, told what was going on, and they captured the guy and arrested him. And he's facing kidnapping charges and child abuse charges. With that case in mind, if you haven't seen the video, I'll have a link in this description to one of the news broadcasts. Watch this video, especially if you're a parent. Watch this video before you comment after watching my video, because what I'm about to say should ring in your ears every day. Watching this guy grab this young girl with the intent of doing harm, put yourself in that position, because this can happen anywhere at any time. Would you have been able to stop this man? Are you of sound physical stature where you could have overpowered his attempt? Do you carry your firearm where you could have stopped this attempt? Or would you have succumbed and ultimately have your child be taken from you, and God knows what would happen? I, as a parent, refuse to let that happen. That is one of the reasons I carry every single day. As a police officer, I have seen evil. I've seen it rear its ugly head, and it happens at a moment's notice. With that in mind, if it happens in your presence at a moment's notice, are you capable of rising to that challenge and meeting that with violence to stop it? Or are you going to remain powerless? I choose to kick evil's fucking ass each and every time I see it. And I hope that you watching this or watching that video broadcast just makes you think that if you don't already, get your license to carry if you're in a state that requires one. Get a gun, get some training, and carry your damn gun. It's times like that where that could have stopped it instantly. To that end, in yesterday's conversation about carrying with one in the chamber, there were quite a few people who commented that they don't carry with one in the chamber, and they gave their reasons, while valid in their mind. Put yourself in that scenario right there that happened in Citrus County, Florida. A guy grabs your child from you. It's a violent struggle, a tug-of-war for this child's life. It happens like that, an instant. Now, do you have time to draw and rack around? Are you that damn good? I caution you, please think otherwise. Think differently, think outside of your box. Why add more time? Why add more obstacles for you to overcome when milliseconds matter? It's a matter of life and death. And because you're uncomfortable or you're afraid, you still have the responsibility to protect your children. And can you look at them in the eyes right now and say, I'm sorry, but if things get violent, I can't protect you because I'm afraid? I hope that's not the case. And if it is the case, I hope you think about it. Dig down deep inside yourself and change it. If you're afraid of a gun, take some classes. Get some training with professional instructors. Not just Joe Bo on the corner or Billy Bob in the field. Some actual legit training. How to handle it. How to store it. How to load. How to unload. How to shoot. How to aim, grip, stance. Everything that goes into being a good craftsman with your tool. Now, when you were growing up, you might have been afraid of a hammer. You might have been afraid of a drill because of the loud noise it makes. But you've probably used them in life and you realize, you know what? I got this. And don't think of a gun as a weapon of destruction. You know, folks are saying that I'd rather carry without one in the chamber because of, you know, lawyers and whatever it is. None of that matters at that moment when it's life or death. I choose to live another day. I choose to make sure my children live another day than have to worry about some money-hungry, greedy lawyer who's going to try to take money from me because I stood up for myself. I used my constitutional right. I used my God-given inalienable right to be able to protect myself and my loved ones. Don't be afraid of the aftermath. Know it's coming, be prepared for it, but don't let the aftermath take you away from protecting yourself in that situation, because if you don't protect yourself or your kids, you'll never get to the aftermath because you won't be around. I hope this provokes some thought. As always, please, let's comment in the description. Let's get a good chat going because I want to hear your thoughts. Watch that video in that link. If you're a parent, man, it's absolutely freaking eye-opening. Just remember, crime can happen anywhere at any time. Just because you're in a safe community doesn't mean anything. My friend I know who's a police officer had his life taken from him on the job in a town of Auburn, Massachusetts. It's a quiet, very quiet town where nothing really happens, and he was murdered. So it can happen where you are now too. Thank you for your time. This is Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Get a gun, get training, carry it, and be a sheepdog. Take care.